Hello friends, my name is Katya and please welcome to my YouTube channel, which is all about knitting and my other crafty hobbies like cross-stitching, sewing and embroidery. This is my second channel. My first channel is also about knitting, sewing, cross-stitching, but all videos are in Russian. I know that among my viewers there are a lot of those who are not Russian speaking. I'm very appreciate, guys, that you are still with me. I know that it is very difficult just to watch and not to understand any word. And if you do not afraid my awful English, please welcome. I'm very glad to see every one of you. I'm a little nervous, to tell you the truth. I don't know why. I know that the crafters, the knitters and cross-stitchers are the kindest viewers all over, and you will not punish me because of my mistakes or because of my Russian pronunciation, but nevertheless, I will try to improve my English skills as soon as it's possible, but it is what it is. So let's start. Let me introduce myself once again. My name is Katya. You can call me Kate, Katie, Kat. I don't mind. I'm 39, almost 40. By profession, I'm an economist. I have an economic education. I work as full-time financial analyst, balance sheet, cash flow, return on investment, corporate finance, and so on. This is a very important part of my life. I have to earn my living. That's normal. I like my job. Also, I like handmade garments, sweaters, jumpers, pullovers, cardigans. Adore it. Adore it. And this podcast will be about it. I am Russian. I live in Russia, somewhere between Moscow and Siberia, in the middle. My region, my area is called the Urals. We have mountains here, forests, lakes, rivers. This is a very beautiful place. I should definitely take you with me during my summer vacation here in Russia, and you will see your own eyes how beautiful Russia is. Hope you'll enjoy it. But now let's start with the first section of my podcast. What am I wearing? I am wearing my Edelweiss sweater. This is a Samba sweater. I knitted it last summer. I wanted so much to have some summer project, very fresh, bright and easy. This is not easy. This wasn't easy. I started my podcast with this sweater because I want you to know what kind of knitter am I, what garments can I knit. This was a rather difficult project. Let me explain why. This sweater consists of 4 parts. The front part, the back part and 2 sleeves. The front part is the most difficult part. You should knit it from the middle. You should start here. Okay guys, this is my sweater. The most difficult part was the front detail. It's not an ordinary knitting. You should start to knit it here at the middle of the detail. It starts in the middle and then you should knit the lace pattern as dolly. And after finishing your flower lacy pattern, you have a circle. After that, you should add triangles at the bottom of your front details, and also you should add a little triangles here. you should do it using the shorter rows techniques. It wasn't easy, really. It was rather difficult, because after that you should block it in order to make a correct shape. You should add the rib one by one at the bottom of your front detail. You should finish the rib and make the edge similar with the cast on edge of your back details. Oh, it was very interesting knitting, but I finished it correctly. I like this sweater a lot. This is very comfortable garment for summer days. I found this pattern in this magazine. This is a Russian version of Verena, the Burda publishing. I believe this magazine is rather popular in Europe. You can find it in Germany or Austria. This is original version. The color also is rather fresh. It's mine. I prefer the blue variant. I prefer the blue yarn, and for me it was a cotton yarn, 100% pure cotton. This is the label. This is Russian made cotton yarn. I believe this is a fingering weight yarn. It's about 330 meters per 100 grams. Rather good yarn, not very expensive. I like it very much. This is a good yarn. I have a plan. English is not my native language. I have to prepare the podcast. I have to write almost everything I want to tell you, because I studied English at the university and at school, and since that time, almost 20 years, I have no practice at all, so I can forget the words, I can forget it all. So for me it is very difficult to speak fluently. That's why I prepared the speech, and it helps. Now it helps me very well. So, and now let's move to my whip. I have several whips. Honestly speaking, 5. Yes, 1 or 2 of them will be frogged or reknit. I don't know yet. Today I'm going to tell you about my current whip. For me, rather difficult to speak a lot during one podcast, so let's talk about only my current whip today, and it is in this project bag. This project bag was gifted me by my friend. Thank you, G. It is very comfortable and great bag, rather huge, and I like it very much. So what's inside? Okay, let's see. First of all, we can see a little fabric bag. I keep here my little tools, little knitting tools, knittings, pins, progress keepers or knitting markers. Most of them I made by myself, like this. This is a sea stone, or maybe this one, Keys to the Kingdom. I like a lot different kind of knitting markers. And this bag I also made by myself. This is my travel bag. We traveled together for about 3 years, and we visited, let me remember, Czech Republic, Germany, Austria, Italy and Greece during these 3 years, and of course Russia. I like it a lot. I add some embroidery details, just little flowers, using Lazy Daisy stitch and French knot. like it a lot. First bag. Then I have what else? Okay, a fabric cover. This is by Gamma Creative. It's Russian brand. This is the cheapest cover. It costs approximately $3. I use it for keeping my crochets and extra cable needles. Usually I use the special needles or a little shorter wooden needles for stitching socks or gloves. I prefer the wooden one, but this needle is also great. Then you can find here my project book. This is my first ever project book. It was also gifted me by another friend. I never had a special book for fixing my processes. I just use just a paper, just wrote there some details, and that was enough for me. But this book is also very interesting. It is very well done. It has a special fields for your notes, for yarn, for yardage, for patterns, for needles. You can just fill the cells and fix the information well. Let me show you, for example, these pages. This is how I use it. And then we can see a label for yarn. This is an alpaca yarn. 70% is alpaca, 10% of wool, and 20% is a polyamide cord. The softest yarn I ever have in my entire knitting life. This is very soft, very cozy, and rather a little bit fluffy, but not too much. This yarn is for my daughter. Now I'm knitting her a sweater. The color is so delicate and gentle. I like it very much. This is like a milky caramel, I should say. Great. And now the most difficult part for me is talking about the garment. For me it is very difficult to explain what and how am I knitting. Okay, I'll try. So now this is the sweater. The working name of this project is the knots. The knots. I don't know the correct name of this detail. I call it knots, the knots. This is a sweater for my daughter, Maya. She is 10. She likes my knitting garments, and I'm very glad about it. I know that a lot of children do not wear what their mom knit for them, but my daughter likes, and that's great. Well, I use the knot pattern on the front panel and on the shoulders. First of all, I wanted to knit the knots along the whole sleeves, but then I decided to left them only on shoulders. It's like this. Okay, this is a top-down sweater with raglan sleeves. I cast on the stitches here and then move top down. I knitted the head hole with shorter row techniques. At the same time, I started to knit the raglan sleeves by adding extra paired stitches along the raglan line. I counted the number of stitches that needed to be added and distributed this number along the line, but not evenly. I divided line into three parts, into three equal parts. During the first part, I added the stitches each second round, and during the second and the third part here, I added the extra stitches each fourth round. As a result, the sleeves are not as wide as they could be, and you can see that the raglan line is not as straight. The line is slightly bent. This is straight here, but here is slightly bent. Knitting the body was very easy process. I just added some extra stitches after a waistline in a place of a side seam. I'm going just to finish the body with a shorter rows in order to get an extended back. This is very interesting knitting. This is my own design. It's not very difficult. All the patterns, all the stitches are easy. I like it a lot. I changed my original version twice, yes, and this variant is good. I like it. Okay guys, thank you very much. Sorry once again for my English. I'll try to improve it. Looking forward to see you next week. Take care. Best wishes. Bye bye.